This meant that I basically never went outside from the beginning of the pandemic up until the start of the situation. I think my lack of social interaction during this time period severely stunted.
Am I being too harsh here, chat? Am I being too harsh? Or am I not being harsh enough? Next video I want to look at is there's this video I got me recommended by someone named Sponker. Now, I don't know who Sponker is. I've never heard of this person. But they have a little squad here of people linked. And I feel like I recognize this channel, 9 Takes. I don't really know who Sponker is or what they do. Well, they have a video titled How False Allegations Ruined My Life. They came up with my recommended, and I thought it'd be interesting to watch. The title alone pulled me in. Let's read this description of this Minecraft individual. Over the past year, I've been away from Sponker. Why? Because of a combination of bad choices and outright falsified evidence literally kicked the platform from under my feet. Literally kicked the platform under my feet. We have a lot to catch up on. Warning, this video gets uncomfortable since we cover a lot of very serious topics. Viewer discretion is advised. Interesting. Well, I'm curious to watch this and see what the false or real allegations may be around Sponker.
Sponker's just another YouTuber who uses fame and platform to groom children.
Exposed for being a pedo, dating a 14-year-old girl.
Predator. Fumbled the career of a lifetime.
How can you be so sure? In a world where numbers mean everything, where anyone can falsify evidence with a click of a button, how can you be confident that everything you're told reflects reality? How much have you been lied to? And most importantly, what is the truth? My name is Spencer Miles, but you're probably more familiar with the name Sponker. In early 2023, I was on my way to becoming one of the next big names.
What are the videos about Sponker saying, like the old videos? Sponker allegations. Dreams Trainer got exposed again. She was 14, this guy says. ... Sponker allegations. Dreams Trainer just got exposed by 9 Takes. Exposed for being a... This guy says.
That plague the internet in this day and age. And Dreams X Trainer Sponker is no exception to that. From allegations, well, I shouldn't say that. From being a... to allegations of being racist, Sponker...
Straight up call him interesting. Has this guy responded at all to this video since it came out? Okay, he hasn't even tweeted anything, it looks like. Has he posted a follow-up video? Dreams Trainer just saved his career.
In early June of 2023, a series of damning screenshots began making their way through the Minecraft community. These screenshots, which had come from an uncredible source, would lay the foundation of one of the biggest controversies.
Wait, I'm sorry. I gotta contrast this with the video I just saw. Was that whole video a troll video or something? Wait.
Creeps are something that plague the internet in this day and age. And Dreams X Trainer Sponker is no exception to that. From allegations, well, I shouldn't say that. From being a... to...
Wait, you straight up call him here. Hold on, just contrast these two intros. This is like crazy.
Creeps are something that plague the internet in this day and age. And Dreams X Trainer Sponker is no exception to
Why would he not have even taken down this video? Why would he not have even taken this down? Edit, Sponker just made an apology in response. Wait, but is it an apology? Did he talk? What are the allegations? Hold on. Just watch these intros and then we'll get into the Sponker video. But he got to get paid, bro. Rent was due.
Creeps are something that plague the internet in this day and age. And Dreams X Trainer Sponker is no exception to that. From allegations, well, I shouldn't say that. From being a...
Okay, so you call him a here, and in this video you say...
In early June of 2023, a series of damning screenshots began making their way through the Minecraft community. These screenshots, which had come from an uncredible source, would lay the foundation of one of the biggest controversies in the Minecraft community, with the person involved even having ties to one of the biggest content creators, Dream. Sponker was exposed in a video created by myself over a year ago. He was found talking to a 14-year-old in a sexual manner while being 18. These actions were absolutely disgusting, and he should have gotten for it. A few months after my video's release, a series of documents hit my messages. These documents held disgusting Discord screenshots claiming to show Sponker grooming multiple minors over the course of 3 years. I'm going to roll a few of the screenshots across the screen right now for context.
Okay, we got a lot to get into here. I didn't realize how much of a rabbit hole this is. So what we're going to have to do is watch the Sponker video and then watch these 2 old videos by 9 Takes. Actually, we'll start with the old 9 Takes video. And then we'll watch Sponker's video, and then we'll watch this follow-up video. That's what we're going to do here, okay? That's the timeline, because we'll have the original video, the response, and then we'll have this.
Creeps are something that plague the internet in this day and age. And Dreams X Trainer Sponker is no exception to that. From allegations, well, I shouldn't say that. From being a... to allegations of being racist, Sponker has, I guess you could call, a track record for being a scumbag human being.
That's 6 by 10.
Wait, we're putting on the same tier as being racist? Really? Are these created equal? I'm sorry. I just find it so cringe when it's like, if you want to mention it because you don't like he said the N-word, like put it there in like some kind of footnote. That's fine. But like, he was accused of kids, and even worse, he said the N-word. Like, is this really the same thing? Is this really on the same level? There's, you know, I don't think so, personally.
That's 6 by 10. Whoa.
Sponker is a YouTuber and also a Minecraft PvP trainer who is widely known for training the YouTuber Dream for his fight against Technoblade. He gained
You said it once, I think. I've never said that word. What do you mean? That's racist.
notoriety from his YouTube channel where he made PvP-oriented content and joined the Lifesteal SMP. The Lifesteal SMP is a server that holds some very large creators and a massive fan base. Getting into the server is a huge accomplishment, but it didn't last very long. A few days after he was accepted in, a clip came out of him saying the N-word, causing him to be removed from the server entirely. It's not a very huge deal, but it was the start of his very controversial time on the internet. Many people still shit on him for what he had said, and he's known in the community as a racist. I've spoken to him a few times when I was creating my Cujo XD video. Person who has pressured a girl into sending him nudes. Ironic, I know. But he gave me some information on my topic and helped me develop the video. It's sad to see how Sponker played the moral high ground in my comment section, yet was actively doing something much worse than what Cujo had done. Sponker's just another YouTuber to use his fame and platform to groom children. So recently, a friend of Sponker, who goes by the alias Sharpness, was made aware of what Sponker had done in a group chat. Sharpness would also confront Sponker on all of the allegations, including but not limited to. Now, this is a massive accusation to make.
I don't have words right now, but I just think you should leave the internet, delete all your go work in your life because your brain is rotted and it's true. Okay. What are the screenshots of what the guy actually did?
At someone's character. I know if I was falsely accused, I would be defending myself with my life. Picture it. You're sitting there on your bed chilling when randomly you're added to a group chat with photos proving that you're in your tiny brain. You can either say, I'm sorry, or common Andrew Tate supporter. I think it's clear what the correct answer is. Yeah, obviously it was the Andrew Tate supporter option.
Common Andrew Tate supporter? What? What? That's funny.
That is sure to get them off your back
crazy.
about being a. He later states that there's nothing to talk about and nothing to respond to in the situation, but later says, I was willing to throw out the friendship because I knew how you treated women and I didn't want to surround myself with that. So I was willing to throw out the friendship. Reading that sounds like bro was saying that he was willing to have a sexual
Wait, but what did he actually say to kids though? Like, how come in this video I haven't seen that proof?
relationship with a child because his friend treated women wrongly. EDP
Just on the live, what are we covering? We're covering the your mom allegations. She's in deep, bro. Give her a call. She's having a hard time, John.
445 ass excuse right there. That is worse than what EDP said about a cupcake. Like, bro, what? I'm sorry, Vinny, but you genuinely treated her like a doormat for so long. I heard everything from her best friend. Sponker, you're trying to use that? Yeah, I agree with Sharpness. He's really trying to pull every single card out of his ass to justify being with a little girl. He says right after this, so over feelings that I caught, I was willing to throw out the friendship. This is just salt in the wound, man. You're saying because of how someone treated a woman, you're willing to throw out a friendship and become a and date an underage girl? What kind of delusional is this?
Okay, where is the evidence he dated an underage girl though? That's my big question here. Where is that?
Right as this was said, Sharpness hit Sponker with, you were gonna get with her, I'm telling you. Which Sponker leads up with the.
This is so incoherent, yes. It's just like, this happened, 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 this definitely happened, this definitely, like, where the fuck is any of the proof? Like, there's these random out of context Discord messages I can't even, like, tell what's going on.
I've been on the fence about it because I know it was wrong. So don't sit here and act like I had no hesitation. It doesn't matter if you had hesitation or not. You still acted on it. How is this difficult for him to understand? He's playing the moral cards when he already.
I'm not even with her at all. That's not an excuse. Question mark. No one cares. You were gonna get with her. I'm telling you. I've been on the fence about it because I know it's wrong. So I don't sit here and ask like I had no hesitation. Is the context of these messages talking about an underage girl? Because I can't see the full combo. I don't want to see you around here anymore in this community till you fix your life, leave for you.
Already is morally wrong. He's doing every little thing he can do to make himself not feel like an absolute monster that he already is. So I just accused him of being a disgusting freak, but I didn't actually show any proof yet. So let's go over what Sponker actually has done. Sponker likes to say he was only flirting with this girl and didn't date her, which is not confirmed at all, but in these text messages, it really.
Not maybe. I'm going to receive snaps, please and thank you. Maybe. You're beautiful. Makeup filters pretty. You're my pretty girl, right? I'm really grateful for meeting you. How are you though? I'm happy.
Looks like they are dating. Just reading them disgusts. He's talking to her like he owns her and she's only 14. He asks her if she's his pretty girl and says,
yeah, definitely. But who is this girl? How do I know her age?
He's going to send her pictures of herself to him. Calls her baby princess good girl. He is just lying, saying he's only flirting with her. This is way farther than flirting. Bro made it to fourth base with a little girl. Now the screenshots on Snapchat.
What little girl? How old is she? Who is she? How do I know her age? Like, once again, like, who even is this person? I just see these random like text screenshots that I can't even see are from this guy. Like, what?
Chat of him are even more down bad. What do you mean you sound stupid? But you don't though. Sounding stupid to me is like really hot.
How is it 4K?
How the hell do you even think this is remotely a good idea?
Watch the video, Tom. Okay. I hate when people say this about a video that's this dumb. I understand sometimes I speak too soon, but like, if you're gonna claim that somebody's it's important to establish who they are in their age, who the victim is in their age, and then talk about what was said. It's not good to be like, here's all these random screenshots, underage girl. Like, can you say like what happened?
So you're not muting tonight? Hey, who says you're gonna make me enough to want to do stuff again. It does not take a lot to make you, baby. That's just the nail in the coffin. She implies that they have done sexual stuff before, and Sponker or Spencer does not even question it, which means he more than likely has done stuff with her before. This guy's not only a but also an actual idiot. He just left all the proof right there for us to have. I also really didn't have to prove any of this, but I just wanted to make it abundantly clear how disgusting this dude is. But
You don't have to prove it. Of course you have to prove it when you make an allegation against someone. Of course you have to prove it. Of course you do. If you make an allegation, of course you have to prove it. What?
literally admitted to all of it. He talks
This group chat is a few of the people I love most. I need to tell you guys that I did go behind Vinny's back and flirt with his ex, not to mention she was really young, 14. Oh, is this a real screenshot? I love the attention she gave me, and it was seriously f***ed of me to do. How old is this guy? I seriously regret it in hindsight, and I can't stress it enough. I know it isn't who I am. I want to change. Sharpness raged at me for what had happened and threatened me if I didn't leave the internet to work on myself. You might think that he's wrong for threatening me and raging at me, but he's a real man. I love him. He's always been so real for me. Even though he just unadded me after all of that, I know he wants the best for me. I know he wants me to improve. So that's what I'm willing to do. I am going to be no longer talking to Lizzie, and I'm leaving the internet for a while. I've always been weak mentally. I tried to cover it up by bodybuilding, but at the end of the day, the only way to fix my weak mental is to actually work on that and fix myself. I'm sorry to you, Vinny. Sharpness in you guys. Tom got the highest in Destiny build. Very true. You're right.
about how he went behind his friend's back and flirted with his ex. It was a lot more than flirting, but okay. She was really young, 14. He loved the attention she gave him, and it isn't who he is. He says he loves sharpness, which is clear cope.
That's a real message that's up, but was this dude like 15 or 16, or was he like 20? You know, that's my question here.
Trying to gather sympathy, and that he was mentally weak and covered it up with bodybuilding. Sponker fully left the internet, leaving us all wondering why he even thought this was a good idea in the first place. I'm pretty sure I'm the first and only person to make a video on this topic, and I encourage other creators out there to make.
He did a great job. All right, well, let's watch Sponker's video, I guess, and see what he said. How old is this guy? How old is Sponker? He's 19. He was born in 2005, so when this video came out in 2023 of July, his birthday's in May, so he would have been 18. Okay, 18 and 14. That's true. That's kind of that's true. That's kind of but let's see what we got here. How false allegations ruined my life. All right.
Sponker's just another YouTuber who uses fame and platform to groom children.
Exposed for being a dating a 14-year-old girl.
Predator.
Pedophile.
Humbled the career of a lifetime.
How can you be so sure? In a world where numbers mean everything, where anyone can falsify evidence with a click of a button, how can you be confident that everything you're told reflects reality? How much have you been lied to? And most importantly, what is the truth? My name is Spencer Miles, but you're probably more familiar with the name Sponker. In early 2023, I was on my way to becoming one of the next big names in Minecraft content creation through my ties to some of the biggest creators I'm sure you know, such as Dream and others alike, until I was exposed hundreds of times in under 24 hours. So let's delve into these controversies while also debunking some very serious lies about me. What did I actually do that effectively kicked the platform out from under my feet? First and foremost, if you've ever heard about me,
I'm pondering. I'm also pondering.
It's probably thanks to all the insane stuff that's being posted about me online, whether it's people claiming I'm a racist or allegations against me regarding.
As you all know, during mid-August, Sponker was exposed for grooming a 14-year-old. I was one of the first people to know when I found out. My friend Cobble and I immediately cut him off after Sponker confirmed the allegations were true. That itself sucked because I considered him a friend and mentor. A few days after that, my friends Cobble, Netkey, Zireki, 280, and myself got our personal info docs in almost every PvP tier list community. I don't know why or how, but we assumed it was because we used to be friends with Sponker, even though most of us cut him off. All right.
Grooming and pedophilia. So in this video, I'm going through every single controversy. Therefore, all the context I'm about to give you is going to be extremely necessary to understand what happened. It all started when I was close friends with a guy named Gavin, or Vinny. We would call nightly to play video games over Discord with our friend group, most of which being a part of what was called the Sketch Squad. However, things got rocky later down the line when everyone realized that Vinny mistreated his girlfriend, who for this video we'll just call Haley. His beliefs in dating were for fun, and when he got bored, he would move on to the next girl. And a multitude of screenshots and screen recordings will paint a pretty clear picture for you of what.
I don't really care about that. His dating was for fun. He moved on to the next girl. Based. I feel like when you're like 18 years old, that probably is how you should treat it. Unless you really find the one, which is pretty rare, you know. Shocker to most people out there, when you're 18 or 20 or even 22 or 24, You might not be finding the one, okay? You got to dig through them to find the diamond, okay? You might not find her. Probably best to prioritize not women when you're that young.
What was actually going on.
Vinny admitting he just got bored. I've had a GF for longer than a week. I just get bored. You're weird for that. How? Dude, this is Sigma Grindset behavior, okay? This is Andrew Tate behavior. This is based, okay? This is how you need to be. At all times. At all times, okay? But realistically, like, I feel like treating dating super seriously when you're younger is kind of dumb. Like, the person you are now is probably way different than the person you'll be in the future. Not to say you should, like, treat women like, you know, you should probably try to avoid that and avoid, like, going through them, you know? But, like, when you're, like, 20, like, what, I don't know what you expect, you know? I found the one, his name is Tom, based. But, yeah, like, it's not that common that, you know, you're going to meet the person that you're going to be with forever when you're that young. It's good to be open to that possibility, but you shouldn't be hedging all your bets on one person if you're not sure that they're the W Rizzler. Vinny acknowledging that he left Haley. I never seeked her out nor any initial intent to talk to her. I wasn't even talking to her at this point. I left her and she went to him. Haley's real name was blurred. You acknowledge that, and yet you pin him as if he is the one who went to seek her out. Okay. Vinny says he's a terrible person. Okay, listen, the girl I abused is the same girl who almost sent me to a mental hospital. We abused each other. He wants to comment on that like it's a one-sided thing. Okay, that doesn't justify it, though. Justify what? The fact it was a two-way abusive relationship? Yes, I was a shitty person. Did I grow? Yes. To this day, he's also shown no evidence to corroborate his two-way abuse narrative. I've only seen receipts supporting that the abuse came from his end. Vinny acknowledged his relationship with her. Vinny acknowledging his relationship was abusive. How was it abusive? Was he hitting her, or was it like he would ignore her on Discord? This is like online relationships, right? So that's always the biggest thing with me. Like, what is the abuse? Is it abuse even? And like, how serious is it given all these people are teenagers on Discord, you know?
In short, this relationship was extremely toxic, and it drove Haley to the verge of suicide, at which point Vinny decided he didn't want to deal with the situation at hand and used me as a middleman in his breakup with Haley. However, this later proved to be the biggest mistake of my life. I knew Haley was suicidal, so I kept in touch occasionally to confirm she was all right. And as you can see, there was absolutely nothing of sexual nature in these conversations.
Let's see that screenshot. Talk to me, but nothing flirting or dating. I don't want you to lose your friend over it and make you uncomfortable. I never want you to end up hating me because I was being selfish. But yeah, if you need me, I'm always here for you no matter what. Setting a boundary with Haley that our relationship was friendly, talking only. Okay.
Of sexual nature in these conversations. However, as time progressed, Haley began to feel more and more attached. She began making advances towards me, both sexually and romantically. I shut her down every single time. Except for one.
Oh. I sound stupid. I miss you. Come back to me. What do you mean you sound stupid? Like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it. But you don't, though. You don't know that. Sounding stupid to me is like really hot. No, I sound stupid. Trust. That sucks because you're not going to be muted time. Heart. How do you know that? I might mute.
Now, she was 14, and at the time I had just turned 18. Knowing this and continuing was absolutely a mistake. So let me begin by saying I'm extremely sorry to her family and everyone else involved for getting them tangled up in this mess. And for any...
Bro. That's weird. That's weird. Bro said except for one. That's odd. That is strange.
Any harm I may have caused. The age gap was unacceptable, and ultimately, what I should have realized is that I'm not responsible for anyone else's actions, only my own. As you can see, I didn't consider that at the time. I was in the wrong. Regardless of any explanations, my actions were harmful and inexcusable.
True. I'm glad he acknowledges it. I mean, Sponker seems kind of weird, but at least he acknowledges it, I guess. At least he acknowledges it's weird.
There's no defending nor justifying what I did. The gap in maturity, innocence, and autonomy between our ages meant that under no circumstances should have any of this transpired. But at the end of the day, this actually happened, and I'm incredibly remorseful and sorry that it did.
I feel like this could have been better outlined in this video, for sure. I feel like this did not make it clear enough. How come the guy who did it is the one explaining it better than the guy accusing him when he's admitting to it, you know?
But that doesn't change the fact that I acted inappropriately and irresponsibly with both my platform and on a personal level. I also want to apologize to the Sketch Squad, Kabul, Limited, Tuani, Netkey, Zriki, and Adbait, who have all suffered drastically because of my actions. They've all experienced nonstop harassment, threatening, and doxing. They did nothing to deserve it. They did not back up, support, defend, or associate with me. in any form after they had learned about what had happened. They did exactly what they should have done, so even if you don't forgive me, I do ask that you please leave them alone. And I also want to apologize to you. I know words alone can't undo the harm I caused, and I understand that this apology takes up less time in the video than many people would expect it to. However, I think it's more important to be short and genuine than to spend minutes
showing PewDiePie there. I don't think PewDiePie wants to be acknowledged in this, bro.
pandering to fake sincerity. So from the
Oh, Wilbur said, calling him out. Thank God.
bottom of my heart, I am deeply sorry to everyone who has been involved and hurt because of this.
What has the public response been to this? Bro literally texted a minor and get her to not kill herself, and the internet goes to grooming allegations. That's disgusting. I mean, he did sext her though, right? Like, I feel like that's not a total acknowledgement of the situation. If you want to say 14 and 18 isn't grooming, maybe that's an argument you want to make. Go for that. But don't just like ignore what he said he did. You know what I mean? This commenter says, as far as I'm concerned, 18 and 14 dating is up, but not necessarily the culprit. 18 is 1,000,000% young enough to make stupid, dumb, naive mistakes without any serious ill intent or disgusting sexual attraction to a younger demographic. Hard to draw the line, but at the very least, if someone's in their mid to late 20s, I would definitely think they should be mature enough that their mistake isn't due to naivety. It is far more likely the 25-year-old is a way of thinking, doesn't care about the children they traumatized compared to the 18-year-old, who again is 100% not young enough to not properly understand the significance of an age gap and the effect on the younger person. I don't know Sponker personally, but at least from this, he is doing an extremely respectable job being genuine, owning up to his mistakes, committing to change, and personally, I believe that's what matters most. I'm slightly torn on that. I don't know. Dahlia, thanks for the membership. She says nice. I don't know. On one hand, 18-year-olds, yes, I agree, are like, don't understand the, you know, what they're doing sometimes or the consequences of the actions, but like, still talking to a kid that young, a 14-year-old, I just don't think it's like good. I don't think it's good. Is that a hot take? I don't think it's good.
My friends and all of you. In terms of why I mistakenly thought it was okay to do this, I'll never truly understand what was going through my head at the time, but I believe a large part of it had to do with me being extremely immature mentally. After COVID started, I went into online school and then fully dropped out a few months later. This meant that I basically never went outside from the beginning of the pandemic up until the start of the situation. I think my lack of social interaction during this time period severely stunted.
Am I being too harsh here, chat? Am I being too harsh? Or am I not being harsh enough? Am I being too harsh? I don't think I'm being too harsh, am I? Like, I agree, like, okay, he was young, he was stupid, and he was COVID, whatever, underdeveloped, you know, fair, whatever, but like, I guess I'm still weirded out, if that makes sense. I'm still weirded out.
Mental and emotional growth as a person, which resulted in me having the maturity of my 14-year-old self, despite being an adult. I was a degenerate loser who failed to reject the attention of a teenage girl. Although I didn't actively seek out a child to date, which actual child predators do, my intention didn't matter because I still could have caused an extreme amount of damage to Haley's mental health.
That's very true.
And I'm extremely grateful that this didn't happen despite my behavior. To be clear, me quarantining myself absolutely does not justify what I did, but I don't think this situation would have transpired if I didn't refuse to touch grass for over 3 years. Being called out for my fuck-up.
This is my niche. Made a video about this. Got a ton of shit for it. I called out the comm for letting him back in, and everyone's on his side. Interesting. Kyle Hate. We call him Kyle Hate. That's what we call him. Kyle Hate. I mean, the thing is this guy a... Probably not. He's probably not attracted to kids in the literal sense. I don't think, you know. When you're in like a high school age, you know, a 14-year-old and 18-year-old may not have that much delineation between appearance sometimes or mental maturity at other times maybe, but still it is weirding me out, man. I don't know. It is weirding me out. There's something about it, but maybe, I don't know. I got to watch the rest of this video and see how I feel.
Was a massive wake-up call for me. And I do want to say that my year-long absence since this occurred has only been spent bettering myself. I've attended therapy and engaged in healthy practices like meditation to understand and address my previous misbehavior.
How's a 14-year-old and 18-year-old near the same maturity level? Well, it depends on I mean, I hate to say it this way, but it does depend on the 14-year-old and the 18-year-old, you know? Like life circumstances can make people more similar than you would think at those ages. You know, like from my experience, when me at 14 versus me at 18 was like vastly different, right? Like when I was 14, I was a freshman in high school. I was basically still a middle schooler. I didn't have any adult experience. Versus when I was 18, I was like, you know, I turned 18 because my birthday's in the summer. I turned 18 in between school years. So when I was 18, like right when I turned 18, like a week later, I went out to college. I was having, you know, more adult experiences. I was living on my own for the first time. And I also looked drastically different. Like when I was 14 years old, I looked like I was 10 years old.
behavior.
Like you guys can actually see on YouTube if you go to like deleted first Turkey Tom video. I'll pull this up in another tab. Let me grab this. To be clear, I'm not saying here that it's right that this guy did this, by no means, and I'm not justifying it. As I said, I am weirded out by this dude, but I'm just saying there are like differences in development, right? Let me see here. So this is what I look like when I was, I think I was 14 in this video. This is what I look like when I was 14. Okay, this is me. This is 14-year-old Tom. This is me when I was 14 years old. Okay, I looked a lot younger than I was. I did. And I even looked pretty young until I was older. Like when I was, yeah, I see everybody in chat. When I was, I don't think I was, I'm not tall, but I'm not short. I'm like 5'10", 5'11", okay? I lie and say 6 foot to bitches sometimes. But I was like, I want to say like 5'6", 5'7", until I was like, I think when I was around 17 or 18, I had like a growth spurt. So I had like a big difference between these ages, right? Like this is me then, me at 18. I wonder if there's a picture of me when I was 18. Wicked 2B. So I think if I go through these pictures that they have of me here, because they do have some photos. Okay. I think I was 18 in this. I think I was 18 here. Or 18 or 19. I was in college. And even here, like I look pretty young. I could probably pass for 16 here, right? And when I shave my beard, I still pretty much look like that, to be honest. But some people will like physically mature. Like girls, a lot of the time will physically mature when they're, 13, 14 years old, and then they really stop growing, right? And that's not to say that it's okay to talk to a girl that young ever, because it's not. But when you describe it, you're describing someone who's physically attracted to the idea of a child or someone who looks like a child. And an 18-year-old guy and a 14-year-old girl, not a good thing to do. It can definitely be, I think it can be. But in this case, like what I'm saying is like there are differences in development at certain ages, right? That's all I'm saying. But I'm not justifying an 18-year-old and a 14-year-old having some kind of sexual talk on Discord in 2023, right? I'm not justifying that. Do you paint your nails? No. That era has been over. That era has been over for a bit. But this guy is still, just when I think about those ages, I'm immediately off put by that. I don't like that. I don't. All I'm saying is one is a freshman or an 8th grader, and one is a senior or has graduated. Yeah, true.
I've also ventured into many real-world interactions, such as doing sales, meeting new people at my gym, and making more friends overall, which has...
But once again, like COVID did, to give him a little bit of leeway, a little bit of credit, COVID did affect that, right? Or like, people who were... Because this guy's born in 2005, right? So COVID hit in 2020 when he would have been 15. So from the next 3 years, instead of like having those experiences you would have in real life that would mature you, he was in his bedroom all day, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't really like him. I don't really want to hang around with him. I don't really want to associate with him. But is he attracted to children? I feel like I don't have enough to know that, That's what I'm saying.
Greatly improved my mental state and social and emotional maturity. I think my efforts over the past year have enormously helped me.
All right. I guess he got jacked.
In improving as a person, while also making up for how much I've deteriorated myself while being locked inside. Those around me have seen the changes I've made and can attest to the fact that I've grown, including recently the former Sketch Squad members themselves. But we can talk more.
The thing is, I could believe that personally this guy has changed. Maybe I wouldn't do it again, but at the same time, I think the criticism against him is worthy, and I also don't think that I would begrudge anyone who doesn't want to be his friend anymore or hang around him,
More about that later. However, I hope my actions going forward can demonstrate my sincerity and commitment to being a better person. With that all off my chest, let's talk about when a certain group of individuals took the already bad situation and made it much, much worse. But first, to clear up some notorious misinterpretations and rumors regarding the Haley situation. Firstly, the age gap. This needs to be covered because some people were saying it was 13 to 19, sometimes even 13 to 20, or some people claiming Haley was 12. Clearing this up for the very obvious reason that this situation becomes exponentially worse as the ages are perpetuated to be further apart than they were. So as I said, the true age gap was that 3 to 4 year gap we talked about. Being freshly 18 at the time is not me saying that this was okay by any means.
Katie Bugs reference.
Nor is it an attempt attempt to downplay the severity of my misbehavior. I recognize that my actions were inappropriate and unacceptable, regardless of the age gap. But I just wanted to set that straight because every other video that covers this topic seems to say something different. When it comes to a bunch of people saying different things, there were hundreds of people claiming to be Haley's brother. Well, there's no way to sugarcoat it. These people are frauds. Firstly, Haley has no siblings who are even old enough to use a keyboard. I'm talking can't walk their diaper and cry about it instead of changing it themselves, toddlers. Secondly, people were claiming to know me in real life. Said individuals were claiming that I was preying on women at my gym. There were dozens of people making these claims. Obviously, this isn't true. One report regarding something that severe is all it takes to ban anyone from any gym. But I'm still there because this hasn't ever happened. We're not done with this absolute mess either, because there was another very sinister allegation that was hidden under the guise of the truth. While the first set of allegations were true for the most part, there were elements of it that were simply fake. This is a manipulative strategy called paltering. This involves the use of truthful statements to deceive someone. This technique is effective because the presence of truthful elements lends credibility to an overall message, making it harder to detect the lies. The paltering that was utilized in this example was the assumption that Haley was sending me nudes.
He asks her if she's his pretty girl and says he is going to send her pictures of herself to him. That's just the nail in the coffin. She implies that they have done
Yeah,
sex.
this guy's research was really bad. I feel like you could have nailed this guy way harder if you just had your research better, you know? I got a lot of shit for proposing that he used his false allegations to persuade people to accept his apology and forgive his actions through sympathy. Yeah, I'll have to watch the rest of the video to see what I think about that claim, basically. I was called a because the girl I was with was 6 months younger than me, but it still cut me off from my whole friend group because even after saying sorry for not telling the truth, other people are still attacking me for it. Despite the accuser admitting it was false. I think it was already false allegation. Well, I don't know this guy's personal experience. That is, 6 months is whatever, but we're talking about 4 years. Why does this guy say 3 to 4 years too? Was it like 3.5 years, 3 years and 1 month? Like, I'm just curious what the specific ages were, I still don't know how old this girl was as far as like definitive proof, apart from what this guy has said. I don't have like confirmation, so to speak.
Actual stuff before, and Sponker or Spencer does not even question it.
YouTuber 9takes wasn't the only one who mistakenly made this incredible stretch. Every single video on me was in some shape or form.
Why are there so many topless men in this video? Kind of sussy. I did notice that. I did notice there's a lot. Bro has an obsession with physiques, okay? I think the worst allegation to make here is that he might be gay, which is even worse, as we all know.
Stretching the send me snaps and other screenshots to say that I had requested explicit photos. The only reason I'm bringing this up to begin with is that I want to cover absolutely everything under the sun relating to Sponker over the last year. However, the unfortunate reality of this portion of the video is that there's no surefire way to prove that explicit content was ever exchanged, simply because it doesn't exist to begin with. It's easy to use existing information to claim that something did happen, but in this circumstance, it's impossible to prove that it never did.
All right, so we don't have any proof that he sent nudes. I want to see this guy's video now. Dreams Trainer saved his career. I want to see 9takes follow-up. I'm very curious.
In early June of 2023, a series of damning screenshots began making their way through the Minecraft community. These screenshots, which had come from an uncredible source, would lay the foundation of one of the biggest controversies in the Minecraft community, with the person involved even having ties to one of the biggest content creators, Dream. Sponker was exposed in a video created by myself over a year ago. He was found talking to a 14-year-old in a sexual manner while being 18. These actions were absolutely disgusting, and he should have gotten for it. A few months after my video's release, a series of documents hit my messages. These documents held
I agree, should have gotten for it for sure.
Disgusting Discord screenshots claiming to show Sponker grooming multiple minors over the course of 3 years. I'm going to roll a few of the screenshots across the screen right now for context. These messages were horrid, so I decided to make an entire video going over them.
So in these messages, basically because the prior allegation was partially true at least, he assumed that these were real, I assume.
This video received over 50,000 views in one day, with hundreds of comments. There was no defending Sponker here. It was impossible after this video. But what if I told you everything in this video was fake? Every screenshot, every document, and even the Instagram DMs. They were all fabricated in order to muddy the water of the real allegations and the real victim's situation. Waters is a user who's gone around multiple communities making fake evidence against creators for no reason other than to ruin people's lives. They meticulously fabricated years worth of screenshots in order to get me to make a second video about Spencer. Making evidence in order to ruin someone is absolutely disgusting, and Waters should be ashamed of themselves. You have to be on another level of mentally ill to do that kind of thing. After I found this out, I privated the video, made multiple community posts about how it was wrong, and the situation died down. I thought I was done with it.
I thought I'd never be talking about Sponker or the situation ever again. That was until someone faked a response from Sponker, which caused me to jokingly message Sponker's Instagram account, which I found to put the response back up. After some talking, I started to realize that he has been making some big changes in his life and was genuinely disgusted at his past actions and who he used to be. Seeing this, I made the decision to be in his response and apology video. As a creator who makes the videos I do, I made a mistake which should never have happened. So I wrote my wrongs and debunked every single claim that the second video made in his response video. Sponker has fully apologized, showed change, and has, after a year, responded to the allegations.
Look, I'm not saying Sponker is some kind of. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is the trouble these guys are going to be in if he ever does that again is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
I also want to apologize to you. I know words alone can't undo.
All right. So what the is Kyle hate? Sponker's dangerous. Here's why. All right.
Before you leave a negative comment,
Likes and dislikes are turned off.
and just based on my opinion or the topic of the video, please just give me the benefit of watching this entire video instead of just jumping to conclusions based on the title. I want to make my opinions very clear
No promises.
in this video, which I understand they weren't very clear in my other one, which was a complete mistake on my part, and I feel like the video would have been received a lot better if I would have put in the extra work and made the video more digestible to the community. And with that, I would like to say anybody with a past of acting inappropriately with minors is not welcome in the community. Sure, you can be glad that there was an apology and closure on what happened between what was real and fake, but either way, even though there was an apology and false allegations did happen, the fact of the matter and the awful things Sponker did are still awful and terrible, and he is not a YouTuber who should be let back into the Minecraft community. Seeing the Minecraft community openly embrace Sponker's return onto the YouTube platform was one of the saddest things I've seen, and honestly made me pretty upset. The point of my original video was to just express my feelings about the whole situation, since it's something I felt passionate about. However, I understand the way I went about making the video did not get my point across like I wanted it to. However, the main point of my video was that Sponker used this apology video as a way to garner sympathy for having false allegations put on his name. Sponker titled his apology video as "False Allegations Ruined My Life," but in reality, Sponker ruined his own life by acting inappropriate by sexting a minor. But by making most of his video about the false allegations put in his name, which is horrible, took away from what he actually did and manipulated the community into accepting him back in. In my video, I was pretty critical of YouTubers who were quickly jumping ship in an almost hypocritical or bandwagon style. In my original video, I pointed out 9takes, also known as Take 9, who was one of the most critical people about Sponker getting exposed originally, which I remind you once again, Sponker was kicked out of the Minecraft community before the
Minecraft community is full of. Why is your likes and dislikes off? This is a really bad take. Agreed. Here's what this guy clearly misses in the video. Even though Sponker did pursue a 14-year-old, which pursued him first dozens of times. Okay, so this argument in general is not going to be good when you're like talking about allegations, and the reason why is because the onus is not on the child. Like, okay, well, the child pursued him multiple times, or the 14-year-old pursued him multiple times. Therefore, you know, she was tempting him. She was baiting him. And it's like, okay, even if this is true and if she did pursue him, it's still on the adult's responsibility to not pursue them back, right? He realized what he did was wrong and bettered himself. The fact he's now a changed person with a new personality, traits, and morals speaks wonders on giving him a second chance. In life, most people don't deserve second chances, but he fought hard for a second chance. Look, guys, I get you think this person's changed, but I think, bro, it's a point. No matter how much therapy you go to, or no matter how much you've changed, old parts of you will still shine through, speaking from experience. I get that things affect people in different ways, but I also agree with Kyle on this one. I'm not saying this person's fully bad. Look at every single other person we didn't give a second chance. Getting false allegations at you is terrible, but it doesn't change the real ones. But I also think that a few errors when in a poor mental state should ruin your life. I don't think a few errors when in a poor mental state should ruin your life. In the end, Kyle's right. The false allegations didn't ruin his life. He did. But also, as humans with a sense of compassion, we should be a little more lenient than some animals. I say we give him 1 year. If one little thing does wrong, delete it. But if he has truly changed, there's no harm letting him back. Kyle in the middle here, this is my proposed solution. I hope you see my point.
the false allegations came out, Sponker was rightfully kicked out of the Minecraft community because he was sexting a 14-year-old while he was 18. Him being kicked out did not involve the false allegations whatsoever. But when it comes to the Minecraft community and other commentary YouTubers like me jumping ship so hard, after Sponker issued an apology video and tried to garner sympathy by talking about the false allegations throughout his apology video, by saying false allegations ruined his life, when in reality, his disgusting actions ruined it. But But going back to my main point of this video and my previous video as well, Sponker did some actions which are not redeemable whatsoever and should not be forgiven. And in pretty much every other case, these actions aren't forgiven when someone commits a similar thing or does anything remotely the same. And especially in a real world aspect, these actions are really not forgiven. And due to that, I don't think there's any reason the Minecraft community should be so accepting to letting them back in, especially with Minecraft being a game that has a problem with, along with a community centered around the age group which his victim was. I hope this video is a little bit more digestible than my other one and it gets my point across.
Okay. I feel like everybody here does not have a super coherent take.
This video did a great job showing people what was true and what was false without undermining the real proof. While the original set of allegations I made were true and were disgusting, to me, it is my obligation to make this video, showing the truth and letting everyone know that my second video is wrong. Looking back on my original video and looking at how he is now, all I can ask for anyone I make videos on is to improve themselves and make changes to fix their lives. Many people are upset at me for appearing in Sponker's video, which I would understand if it wasn't for the fact I was proving what I said to be false. People do not have to accept Sponker's apology, and I don't blame anyone who doesn't. But being upset at me for disproving false allegations I made is stupid. If anything, they should be mad at me for making the second video. Being upset with me for disproving a video I made with false and acknowledging that Sponker has changed is wild to me. Some people wanted the second set of allegations to be true. Accept him or not, no one deserves to be dragged through the mud with fake shit. Wanting allegations to be true about grooming goes to show that you do not care at all about the real victim. I hope this video goes to show how easy it is to run with rumors and fake allegations. It happens on the internet every single day, and I myself is someone who has done it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Is Sponker irredeemable forever? I don't know. Probably not, but I still don't really like him or want to be around him. Not that I ever will be or would be, but that's kind of my thoughts here. Is he irredeemable forever? No, I don't think so. Is he attracted to children, like as like a general rule of his psychology? Probably not, but I still think with what he did do, the flimsy morality of it, I'm kind of off put. That's my thoughts on that. I think that's the most cogent take I could give about Sponker. I think that's fair. I think so.